If you're fond of sand dunes and salty air, quaint little villages here and there, you're sure to fall in love with old Cape Cod.
I'm Alex Bradshaw. I'm a project manager for At Home with the Arts, which is a new arts initiative for care homes run by We Do Creativity. And we're here today at Tolson Grange Care Home in Huddersfield for a brilliant performance of $1 Million Memory. $1 Million Memory is a beautiful dance piece based on kind of reminiscence about swimming. They bill it as synchronised swimming on dry land. So yeah, we're going to Bradford this afternoon. This is to a care home that is not a member already. This is a taster for them this afternoon. They've not experienced anything like this before, and so we're going to go and hopefully give them a lovely afternoon.
Miles of green beneath the sky of blue, church bells chiming on a Sunday morning.
Well, what we found when we were doing this show as an outdoor show just at festivals was that it was really appealing to an older age group, and I think that's because it's sort of 1940s era. There's a lot of things within the show that you can connect and reminisce about. So I guess those are the things that you're looking for particularly with dementia, but is ways in for people, so ways they can connect to what you're doing, and things that will conjure up memories, so they're not just watching something that's got nothing to do with them, and they'll start to get involved sort of from their heart.
Got that combination of dance, something really visual, really striking, something that people can join in with and get involved with, and music always has some effect. I think it just works really well in care homes. You know, there's people relate, they remember, they connect with music. If they're not really feeling like joining in, they'll hear it and get drawn to it. You'll find as any event goes on, more and more people seem to start appearing out of their rooms and coming because they're curious and they want to know what's happening. So I think it's got all those factors.
And there is evidence that even watching movement is good for the body. It's almost like you can rehearse by watching. So it's good physiologically for them to watch it.
Oh, people were dancing. That was, as far as I'm concerned, that was great. Seeing people dancing, because I'm all for it. I learnt to dance when I was about so big.
So At Home with the Arts it's a new funded project. There's a partnership between the Bearing Foundation and Arts Council England to look at how to improve access to the arts for older people, specifically those living in care homes. Their engagement with the arts is much lower than pretty much any other kind of group. So they've put some money towards looking into different ways of engaging them and different models of doing that. So it's looking at the kind of agency of bridging the gap between the care sector and the arts sector and bringing them together so that they can work together and learn from each other and really enable the people that live in care homes to access the arts and to choose what they access in the same way that everybody else can. We believe that people who live in care homes have as diverse a taste of the arts as everybody else does. There's not one thing that's what people in care homes should be watching or what they want. And so we try and put as much a range of things in the programme as possible.
think it's really important to have a variety of activities for the residents. I think when people think of care homes and activities, they tend to think of the old-fashioned bingo at 2 o'clock and such. As a home, we're trying to promote activities, person-centred, meaningful, and offer a range and variety of them. When we heard about the We Do, when we had the meetings, we just thought it was a great opportunity to bring the arts into the homes for residents and just give them something different, basically.
My name's Pauline Scaife and my mum's Ethel. She's 99, she'll be 100 in August. She's had Alzheimer's for a few years now and we've managed to cope with her at home, but sadly it had to be that 3 weeks ago we brought her here. Well, I think that I just arrived when they were in the middle of, in their swimsuits, I think they were, so I didn't get a chance to see a great deal. But I did see them all with their flags waving away, sometimes in time to the music, sometimes not. But they all looked to be enjoying it. And I did notice one man who looked, you could have thought he was asleep because he was a bit slumped, but he was tapping his flag on the table. So even if you think they're not aware of what's going on, there's something there deep down, and I think music especially. People will tap the foot, they might not be able to walk, they might not get up and dance, but they can tap the foot, they can tap the flag, they can do, little bits.
Yeah, so I felt like what we were doing really connected for them. And then dancing at the end with them was really joyful. You were just really seeing them light up and come back into themselves.
The well-being's improved drastically during the event. Obviously, hopefully it has more long-term effects as well, especially for somebody living with dementia. It's important that they retain that feeling of themselves and the self-worth by being involved with events. Obviously, providing stimulation helps with them, how they sleep at night and things like that. So it definitely has physical and emotional benefits.
Just people love it. I think somebody said at the training last week, one of the care staff said it'll stimulate people's minds. Even if they could only have one event a month out of this programme, they know that every event they'll get so much more out of because of the things that they can do in the run up to it to build up and promote it. They can play CDs and things afterwards that help people remember it. The conversations that people will have with their relatives.
We see it as a really great way of engaging families actually. Not only does it give something for the residents to talk about with their family members when they're visiting and their friends, but also it's a really good opportunity to invite people in to have shared experiences and to have something really good and positive to do with their family members when they come, a really lovely experience rather than something that can be often a little bit intimidating. People don't always know what to talk about, don't have much to say, don't really know what to do with themselves when they come to visit, and I think this is a really lovely opportunity for them to do something great and enjoyable and have a nice shared experience.
I think it just gives the families some self-assurance that their relatives are happy, they're stimulated, they're kept, busy basically and active.
She remembered it, she knew something had happened during the day. Now she might not, without of that, conversation is a bit difficult because all the days get jumbled together and they're all just routine. So when they have something like this, it's like an exclamation point. Something's happened today that was different and she can talk about it then. No, it's great. This is the way we should be going. I mean, for me, it is such a relief. Can't tell you. I can sleep at night now, which I didn't.